Well, good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. It is 1:16 a.m. Central, 2:16 a.m. Eastern, and we are back with you to watch for the possibility of severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. And things have changed considerably since the last time we talked a couple of hours ago. We, as anticipated, have seen an increase in intensity and coverage of these thunderstorms as they move into central Alabama. The last time we talked, we saw very little thunderstorm activity ongoing out there, but we have certainly seen an uptick in the convection over the last couple of hours. The storms are moving very slowly across West Alabama as they move off to the northeast. The entire system as a whole is moving off to the east. And we're going to maintain a 3 to 4 a.m. arrival across East Alabama, maybe lasting up until around 6 a.m. this morning across East Alabama. We still have a tornado watch that's in effect until 5 a.m. this morning for all of our coverage counties in East Alabama, with the exception of Lee County and Harris County. Everybody else is covered under this tornado watch. In our primary coverage area, that includes Tallapoosa, Coosa, Chambers, Troup County, Heard, Randolph, Clay, Talladega, Calhoun, Cleburne, and Carroll counties of East Alabama and West Georgia. And we see some pretty heavy thunderstorms off to our west. I'm going to stop the radar loop, bring it current, and then we're going to start at the top and work our way down to the bottom. We have I believe this is a flash flood. Yeah, we have a flash flood warning that's been issued by the National Weather Service, just issued. This is going to be up there in northeast Alabama. It's going to affect the areas of Fort Payne, Rainsville, Crossville, Valley Head, up there in extreme northeast Alabama. That is a flash flood warning that was just issued by the National Weather Service. So we start up there in northeast Georgia. We see those showers and thunderstorms. Nothing severe. We do not have any severe warnings at all out there just yet. But if they continue to increase in intensity as they move off to the east, we may see some severe warnings here in the next hour or so. So it starts up there in northwest Georgia, and that is looking at it from Birmingham. We'll look at it from Peachtree City in just a bit. And then it stretches down to around Gadsden, pretty much right along I-59, back down into Birmingham. And then we have some showers already breaking out up in Talladega County, just to the west of Talladega, all the way back up across I-20. And then that stretches back down to the south. And then we have those showers and thunderstorms over Jefferson County, back down across St. Clair, down into Shelby County. And then we see heavy thunderstorms over in Centerville. That's over in Bibb County in West Alabama. And that continues on down to around Demopolis. And then we have some heavy storms south of Demopolis, all the way down to around Pennington. And that continues on over into Mississippi. Some light showers trying to develop over in Randolph County. We'll go in a little bit closer and take a look at that. These are just scattered light showers for the moment, maybe a little heavier rain activity trying to form there just north and west of downtown Wadley up there on Highway 77. But these are not severe. These are just light showers, and that stretches back down to around New Site, Goldville, and then down to just north of Alexander City. So nothing severe at the moment. A tornado watch remains in effect until 5 a.m. this morning for the Alabama counties, 6 a.m. for the Georgia counties. But we have seen an increase in coverage and intensity of these showers and thunderstorms back off to our west. They are slowly moving to the east, should make it into most of East Alabama and West Georgia within the next couple of hours, 3 to 4 a.m. They will start to move in, and then this may continue for a couple of hours. So right now, it looks like the best timing I can give you is between 3 and 6 a.m. this morning for East Alabama and West Georgia. The tornado threat is there, but it is very small at this point unless things change as this line moves east. I think the bigger threat here is going to be straight line winds and hail. I do see a few hail markers beginning to pop along this line, though it's not showing anything of any great significance. We are beginning to see some of that. So let me just check the chat room because I just heard some noise over there. Let's see if they're talking about anything. No, they're not. They're just discussing the tornado watch. And some of the media up in northwest Georgia was asking whether or not the Chattanooga area will be released from the tornado watch here anytime soon. So they're waiting to get an answer on that. Every time the word tornado is used in the chat room, you hear that alert in the background. So it's just set to do that when the word tornado is used. So let's go look at northwest Georgia from the Atlanta radar. I know we've got a lot of folks up there watching us this evening, so I wanted to just show you what it looks like from Peachtree City. And you can see that the showers are pretty heavy up there. Again, nothing severe, and that stretches all the way over into northeast Georgia there north of Dahlonega. Up there north of Blue Ridge, we have a pretty heavy line moving through the Blue Ridge area right now. But again, while we have very heavy rainfall, no doubt we have some gusty winds and maybe even some small hail in this storm that's passing just to the north of Calhoun that just crossed over I-75. And then as we come back down toward Rome, pretty heavy convection showing up right there. And then that comes back into Alabama, where that flash flood warning has just been issued up there in northeast Alabama. Some rain right there on I-20, right around the lake, or maybe just a little bit east of the lake, just a little bit east of Pell City. And then that heavier stuff right there around Birmingham. And then we start to lose some of the resolution there looking at it from Atlanta. So let's go back to Birmingham on that so that we can see a little bit better on down to the south. I had questions earlier this evening about southwest Alabama, whether or not they were going to get anything. And, well, there you go. That's a pretty hefty thunderstorm around Demopolis that's moving off to the east-northeast. So you folks down here in Dallas County, Selma, eventually up here in Prattville, Autauga County, Chilton County, you're going to have to deal with all this mess off to your west that is headed in your general direction. So I'm going to put the radar back in motion so you can get a general idea of the direction of all of this. And I'll go up here to the chat room and we'll see if we can answer some questions for you and say good morning to those who are joining us. We say good morning. Hey, Sherry, nice to have you in here. Joanne has joined us this morning. Let's see. We have Becky Fox in here from LaGrange. Good to have you, Becky. Sherry Smith is with us. She says that her video has stopped. Everything looks good on this end. So maybe it'll catch back up in just a few minutes. Hello from Wedowee. Good morning, Lisa. Gregory says he's going to go to bed. Good night. Mellow Valley is in the house. Good morning, Sherry. Center Chapel. Good morning, Ryan. Nice to have you with us. Yes, the storms are headed toward Roanoke. They'll be in here in a couple of hours. Question about central Georgia. Yes, but that'll be probably after sunrise before central Georgia will see any of this. I don't think it'll be severe over in central Georgia, but you'll have some rumbles of thunder probably. Good morning, Winston, Georgia. Wendell, Wendy, I'm sorry. Nice to have you in here. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Walmart in Roanoke. Rome, Georgia in the house. Good morning. Bowden, Georgia. There's Karen. Deborah Moore's watching us this morning over in Ashland, Alabama, Clay County. Crazy Horse is in Valley. Good morning. Pat Smith watching us in Pennon, Alabama. Good morning, Trent. Gloria, nice to have you with us from Alexander City. Shout me out. All right, good morning, Trent. The outlook for LaGrange is the same as the rest of East Alabama and West Georgia. We've got a line of thunderstorms moving through West Alabama that will continue to move off to the east and eventually move through East Alabama and West Georgia. Right now, I think the timing on this thing is going to be between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. I think it arrives around 3. I think it's all gone by 6. That's Central Time, so add an hour to that for West Georgia. So we're looking at between 4 and 7 this morning. I think we'll be done with this by 7 a.m. in West Georgia. Gary's watching us in Woodland. Aniston's in the house. Good morning. So Trent, you're in Birmingham. I think that's what he's trying to say. He's in Birmingham, and so let me just stop the loop and bring it current because we got a pretty nasty line of storms moving through the greater Birmingham area now. So there's no tornadoes in this storm right now, Trent. The storms are actually below severe limits at the moment. No tornado warnings. No severe thunderstorm warnings. We're under a tornado watch, and we have no warnings in effect anywhere in the state of Alabama at this moment. Good morning, Josh, down in Lynette. Deborah's watching from Ashland. Dustin is up in Wedowee, Midway area. I'm the nerd that hangs out with you throughout the night. I don't know who you are, nerd, because it just shows you as a Facebook user on my end. But welcome to the Nerd Club. It's great to have you. Greg Mitchell's watching us this morning from Clarksville and in Chambers County. Sylacauga, same situation as the rest of East Alabama. That whole line's coming your way. Now it's going to get to Sylacauga a little quicker than 3 a.m. Let's see, it's 1:30 Central. I think Sylacauga starts to see this probably around 2 a.m. And I'll go down a little closer on Sylacauga. Childersburg, actually the northern end of this isn't but about probably 15 or 20 minutes away from Childersburg. And then we have that shower that's just breaking out ahead of the main line up in Talladega. And, and I'm telling you that it may be around 2 o'clock before this line gets into Sylacauga, but that doesn't mean you can't have a storm blow up ahead of this line sooner than that. And that's why this whole thing has been so doggone hard to pin down as far as timing is concerned, because there has been that possibility that we could see some convection blow up ahead of the main line. Haven't seen a lot of that so far. So I wouldn't really expect that to happen for you, Sylacauga. I think we're good for about another 30 minutes, and then the main line will start pushing into the Sylacauga area. Y'all keep in mind, this thing's moving very slow. It's not a fast mover at all, so it's going to take a while to get it through East Alabama and out of West Georgia. All right, so we welcome those of you who are listening via radio this morning. Our friends over at WJHO 89.7 The Classic and God's Country 90.9 WFAZ. We appreciate those of you who are joining us on radio this morning. Question from Madison: are these storms going to be severe in Wedowee? I certainly hope not, but we can't rule that out. We have conducive weather conditions for severe weather, and we have a pretty strong cold front moving across Alabama that's causing these showers and thunderstorms to kick up there around Birmingham and just south of Birmingham. Who knows what the strength is going to be by the time they get to Wedowee. The conditions are conducive for severe weather, so it is certainly possible. River Chase is with us this morning. Franklin, Georgia. Good morning, Tiffany. Rachel's watching us in Woodland Pine Level in Autauga County. That is the county I was born and raised in. Graduated Prattville High School, born and raised, spent the first 20 some odd years there of my life. That was a minute ago, but good morning, Felicia. Nice to have you from Pine Level over in Autauga County, Alabama. Mandy's watching us from Jasper. Tammy Beck is with us this morning. Tammy's in Alexander City. Providence Community's in the house. Jordan's watching us from Ashland. Rhonda Cooper's in Villa Rica. Y'all had a scare yesterday. Let's see. Y'all had a scare on Friday afternoon down there in the Villa Rica Temple area with that surprise tornado. Bowden, Georgia. Christopher's asking what I expect the driving conditions to be like between Lynette and Roanoke around 6 a.m. this morning. It's probably going to be pretty wet, if I had to guess. I think the back edge of all of this stuff will start to clear East Alabama and West Georgia around that time. Maybe a little bit sooner, maybe a little bit after, but 6 a.m. is going to be right there in that time frame where I think this stuff's going to be clearing out of East Alabama and West Georgia. So a drive from Lynette to Roanoke would probably be pretty wet at 6 a.m. this morning. Ranburne, Alabama in the house. Windy up on the hill at Tin Shop. It certainly is. It's windy over here in Georgia, too. Question about Fort Valley, Georgia. That is down there in central Georgia, right off of 75 between Columbus and Macon. It's going to be well after sunrise before this line gets down there, and it could even slow down and be later than that. I mean, we could be looking at midday before you guys will see this over there in southern middle Georgia. And the forecast is that there's not much of a chance of severe weather over there. I mean, you're going to have maybe it's a little gusty wind and some rain, but I don't look for a significant severe weather outbreak over there in Fort Valley, Georgia. Autauga County, that's back in central Alabama. Yeah, you're not that far away from this stuff. And you need to be paying attention what's happening over in Dallas County. Back over toward Demopolis, and then the stuff that's moving into Dallas County. That's what's going to affect Autauga County, probably an hour. And you're over there on the western side of the county. So, I think an hour or so. The leading edge of this stuff should start working into Autauga County. Deanne's with us this morning. She's in Newell, Alabama. For those of you listening on radio, you can go to the God's Country Facebook page and see the social media feed so you can actually see the radar. Or you can just search for Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook or YouTube. Or you can go to drdonwx.com. We have our live feed up on our website as well. Mackenzie asking the question of the storms weakening. Well, they never actually really got that strong, to be honest with you. They're actually stronger now than they were 4 hours ago across central Alabama anyway. We only had a handful of severe thunderstorm warnings early in this event, and that was up in Tennessee. And then we had a couple of tornado warnings across the northern counties of North Alabama and into northwest Georgia right after sunset. Since then, we haven't had much of anything. Within the last couple of hours, though, this line has intensified, and we have seen an uptick in the amount of convection as it moves east into East Alabama. But right now, we have no severe weather warnings out there. So the only thing we have right this moment is a tornado watch, which means that conditions are favorable for the formation of severe thunderstorms that could produce tornadoes. So conditions are favorable, but at the moment, we have no severe weather. Roxanne's in the house. Same situation for Lynette. You got a lot of thunderstorms coming at you. Yeah, severe storms capable of producing tornadoes. That's the forecast for all of East Alabama and West Georgia. Christopher says it's getting loud in Hoover. That would be from that line of thunderstorms that's moving through the Birmingham metro area as we speak. Though I don't see a tremendous amount of lightning output. Let me check a couple of things here right quick. Yeah. So we do have some pretty good lightning around Birmingham for some reason. Oh, it's below threshold. That's what the problem is. All right, so there is a good bit of lightning output around the Birmingham area. This algorithm on our radar is set up to show lightning. Is set up by the threshold of whether it shows you the icon or not. Has a threshold, and it's set pretty high. So if you see lightning strikes on our radar, that is cloud to ground, and it's pretty intense stuff. What we may be seeing in Birmingham is a good bit of cloud to cloud lightning. Because on a different app, I am showing a pretty good bit of lightning output around the Birmingham area. East Damoga's in the house. I was on I-20. I've lost track of my days now. Last Wednesday, coming home from Birmingham, went right past your exit. Now there's Rock Mills. Good morning, Keisha. Good morning, Judy, up in Wedowee. Locust Grove, Georgia in the house. Good morning, Lori. Thank you, Dakota. I appreciate your kind words. There's Dadeville. Good morning. Yeah, Josh brings up a great point. It's pretty odd that this storm system has been as tame as it has been, given the fact that we are looking at a Pretty big temperature change when this thing comes through. I mean, it's not going to happen all at one time. Our temperature actually won't start dropping until later on this afternoon. And I kind of think that's what's happened. The convection has gotten way out ahead of the main energy. So, I'm going to be watching for the possibility of a secondary line forming after the sun comes up. Now, that's not forecast. We will have showers. We may have some wraparound moisture later on this afternoon, but simply because this stuff has gotten so far ahead of the actual cold air itself, we just have not seen the amount of instability that you would expect with a system coming in with such a sharp temperature change, which we expect to happen this afternoon into the evening hours. Good morning, Larry, up there in Woodland, Alabama. We've got some broad rotation in some of these thunderstorms. I mean, I'll take you up here to this one crossing into Georgia. Excuse me. You see we have a meso detected right there. That's an indication of low-level rotation, but it's broad. It's not anything to be concerned about. And the same thing down here just south of Alabaster. We see some low-level rotation taking place there. But again, if you guys have followed me long, you know that I always say this. All thunderstorms rotate or they wouldn't be thunderstorms. So just because there is some rotation there doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything to be concerned about. Though I'll tell you that 30 minutes ago, we were not picking up any meso detections anywhere. Had no meso icons on the map at all. So that's just another indication that we are seeing a little bit of an uptick in the convection and the coverage versus a couple of hours ago. But we're still below severe limits. And that's good. Well, I haven't really seen a whole lot of ground truth reporting on what the winds are doing. Let's look at something, though. Now, this is not on the ground. This is not ground surface wind. We've got outbound winds around 50 to 60 miles per hour. And here's the thing, though. That's up in the upper levels of the atmosphere, so that's not the wind speed on the ground. But if you get very heavy convection falling through winds of this speed, it can push those winds down to the surface. So that stuff coming out of Birmingham from about, Pell City south back down just north of Sylacauga, you got some 50 and 60 mile per hour winds in there. Now, whether or not that's making it to the ground or not, we don't know, because these are radar estimated winds aloft. And then you get down there and that stuff moving into Dallas County, you got some 50 and 60 mile per hour winds down there as well. Good morning, Woodley. Or Woodland, I'm sorry. Hackneyville, good morning to you. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Those rotating symbols there, they're mesoscale detections. And it just tells us we have some rotating clouds up here in both of these storms. But again, that's not unusual. That's just telling us the thunderstorm's doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's supposed to rotate. But that is an indication that these storms may be, the storms close to these symbols may be a little bit stronger than the other storms out there on the map. And that's just one indication that the Weather Service would start to look at when that pops up on the screen. But there's several other factors that they have to look at and consider before they start issuing warnings. And so far, they have not issued anything on either one of these storms. We don't even have a special weather statement out there right now, so. All right, let's see here. Cherokee looks fine right now. No warnings anywhere in the state of Alabama. Basically, what we have out there right now is a line of strong thunderstorms moving across the state very slowly, moving toward East Alabama, but we have no warnings in place anywhere. Contact Mississippi State University and ask that question to them. Question was, how does one start the path of becoming a meteorologist? Mississippi State's the best school in the southeastern United States for meteorology. They're known for that, and you should contact them. Probably can do that online. They probably have some Q&A online that would answer that question for you. But that's where I would start. No, Dadeville's not clear yet. The storm system has not even moved through there just yet. I mean, there's nothing in the Dadeville area right now, but you do have a line of thunderstorms back off to your northwest that has not moved through there yet. So Dadeville is still covered by the tornado watch, and we're still watching it off to your west. Anniston, you got some showers and thunderstorms in the area, but the main line is still back over I-59. So you've probably still got another hour to go before the main line gets to you. Yes, all of these storms are still below severe limits, and the same applies for Tallapoosa County as it does the rest of East Alabama. This line will be coming through probably, the leading edge of it is very slowly crossing into Talladega County, but it's moving very slowly. So at least another hour, probably more like another hour and a half, before it really starts to move into East Alabama. Same for Rome, Georgia. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Rome. The upper edge of that line is moving into the Rome area now. We got some broad rotation over there on the Alabama state line. Just as soon as this red stuff moves past Rome, you're going to be released from the tornado watch. As a matter of fact, I was just reading on the chat room that they are, because it's 2:49 over there now. Eastern time, and they are not going to extend the northwest counties into the next tornado watch that will probably come out at the top of the hour. So give it another 30 minutes, Rome, Georgia, and you're going to be in the clear. I don't know if there's going to be a tornado in Gadsden or not. I mean, the conditions are conducive for severe weather, but I can't tell you for sure whether there's going to be a tornado or not. Gadsden's pretty close to being out of it now, and I don't see anything up there of any concern. The line is moving through Gadsden as we speak. So same for you, Gadsden. About another 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, and you'll be out of danger up there. Yeah, Gilmer, you got some heavy stuff up there. Let me switch back to Peachtree City right quick. Excuse me. I mean, there's nothing severe on going up here, but that's a pretty heavy line of thunderstorms that's moving through up there in North Georgia. The heaviest of it has already moved through Blue Ridge. LJ, it's pretty much past you as well. And then the stuff back to the west is just light for the most part. So I think Blue Ridge and LJ both are in pretty good shape now. This leading edge of this line of thunderstorms is where the concern is. Once that passes your location, you're okay. And folks, that flashing pink that you see there, purple color, that's the outline of the tornado watch. If you're inside of that flashing line right there, then your county is under a tornado watch. In Alabama, that watch goes to 5 a.m. In Georgia, it goes to 6 a.m. In West Georgia. Oh, is Miss Mary in here? Good morning, Miss Mary. Mayor of Frog Eye, Alabama. Big Springs, Alabama is also in the house. Awake in Roanoke. Yeah, see, so every time I go live, that snow question comes up. No, I do not see Randolph or Chambers getting any snow. What I do see is the possibility of some light snow flurries or a light mixture of rain, sleet, and snow, probably toward Monday morning, early Monday morning. But I don't see you getting any snow, because getting snow to me means measurable snow that you can actually go outside and make a snowball with. That's not going to happen. The ground's going to be way too warm for any accumulation whatsoever. We will have some wraparound moisture behind this after we clear it out. And then as the temperature crashes during the night tonight into Monday morning, we could see some flurries. That's it. It's not going to be measurable. It's not going to accumulate. It's not going to cause any travel problems at all. This is not the type of setup we need to get snow in the southeastern United States. Center Alabama's doing just fine. No hook echoes. We're looking good right now. But now understand the type of setup that we have out there. I mean, everything could change real quick. So that's why we're watching this so close this morning. I mean, we have not seen a history of severe weather through this entire event across central Alabama. We have just recently really started getting some convection blowing up on the radar just in the last couple of hours. Things have been very, very quiet. But we have seen an uptick in the activity, and it is beginning to look like that it is going to be a stormy morning, pre-dawn hours across East Alabama and West Georgia. But we're way below severe limits right now. And you can see that the National Weather Service is trimming off the counties right behind this line. Now Jefferson County has been removed from the tornado watch. So you folks up there in the Birmingham area that have been with us all morning, you're good to go. I mean, you can hit the hay. You are safe. And just as soon as this line moves on down and moves through St. Clair and Shelby, then you will be released from the tornado watch. And that'll happen pretty soon for you guys. Good morning, Bluff Springs. Nice to have you with us. Appreciate those kind words. We certainly try. Rome, the line is right on top of you right now. Let me go back to Atlanta. Birmingham's not seeing you too good tonight for some reason. But the line is moving into Rome right now. I don't see anything alarming there. And the Weather Service is not issuing anything of any great significance for that area as well. Now, you're still in the tornado watch. I think you'll be released from the tornado watch well before it expires. I'm sure there's a lot of thunder and lightning going on right there and some pretty heavy rainfall, but I don't see anything of any great significance, and the Weather Service is not talking about it, so I think you're going to be okay. A little windy, a little rainy, till you get this thing out of there. All right, so I am going to step aside, and I got to reset some things, and look at a couple of different products, and we're going to watch this line. I'm going to watch it offline for a little bit, and then I'll come back, and as the line starts to move into a little closer to East Alabama, or a little deeper into East Alabama, I'll be back with you to give you an update probably in an hour or so. Unless we go under some type of warning before then, I'll come back immediately. So we're going to continue to watch this for you, and I'll be back with you at least by 3 a.m., if not sooner. We're talking Central Time on Dr. Don's Weather. Appreciate you guys, and if you'd like to support us, all you have to do is go to drdonwx.com. There is a button there on the top of the page where you can support us. And when you go to the website, a banner will pop up where you can download our weather app too. So take care of that, and I'll see you back in here in about an hour, unless we need to come back sooner on Dr. Don's Weather.